Hello, students. Good afternoon. We have discussed IC analysis and in which we discuss tree diagram, we discuss phrases, clauses, and analysis through tree diagram and bracketing methods, right? So but yes, it was discussed a lot in the class because sometime we could not analyze the sentence properly because IC analysis has its own limitations. So, the same we are going to discuss here. What are the limitations of IC analysis? So, let us start. IC analysis or immediate constituent analysis is a great way to show how sentences are not just a string of words. These are not just string of words but layers of meanings. So that start from the sound, we can say phoneme, right? Then combination of phoneme becomes words, then combination of words become sentence, then combination of sentence become paragraph or something. So here from sentence we analyze in different levels. So sentence, the word order is not just a string of words, but it's a layers of meanings. Means very basic structure of sentences: subject plus verb plus object. Then we have to place subject, then verb, then object in English. In Hindi, Ram aam khata hai. So that's a subject. Then aam is object and khata hai is verb. So here we can compare two languages, right? In English, that's the word order is subject, verb, object. In Hindi, subject, object, and verb. So this is the difference we can understand, right? And but this is the order we follow. So this is not only that's a just string of words, but we have to that each word has its own meaning. For example, subject. So what's a subject? That's a either noun or pronoun, right? Then verb. So there are helping verb and main verb. Sometime main verb is there, sometime helping verb is also there. And object means when that's a verb with object means that's a action ends with this noun or pronoun. And that is why after action this noun or pronoun is called object, and this noun or pronoun which does action is called doer or subject. So here relation, in fact, subject verb agreement. If subject is singular, verb must be singular. If subject is plural, verb must be plural. Then we have to take care of object or complementizer phrases and all, right? So that is there. That's a layers of meanings. So that is layers of meaning. Sentence is a layers of meaning. However, it has significant blind spots that linguists like Noam Chomsky eventually used to move towards more modern theories. So there are some blind spots because there are we are not able to uh, see the layers of words. Clearly, we are not able to see that how to analyze now at some point. So that is why linguist Noam Chomsky eventually used to move toward more modern theories. So that is why that theory was advanced or was uh, had limited limitations. So that is why Noam Chomsky moved to modern theories, and to teach this effectively, it helps to frame these limitations. So we have to frame the limitations as things the scissors of IC analysis simply cannot cut through or explain. Means that is not sentence, that's a we have participated in a conference. So that is not just cut we have, so we then have and then all cut. No, this is not that's a cut. So simply cut cannot cut through, or it simply cannot cut through. Analysis does not mean that you just have to put cut and then say the okay, I is the pronoun and am is the helping verb and going is that's a continuous that's a main verb, right, with continuous tense. That is not only this way sentence can be analyzed. So what are the problems we are going to discuss? Why that's in some points IC analysis is mute. So let us see. First is the problem of discontinuity or splitting pairs. Why? Because IC analysis likes things to be next to each other. So IC analysis is comfortable with the things to be next to each other. Means when a phrase is split by other words, the binary cuts fail. How? We'll understand through example. Why binary cut fail? Because the two parts that belong together are separated. This is the point. Two parts that belong together are separated. Because another word comes in between. बीच में कोई दूसरा शब्द आ जाता है. कैसे? The sentence is he called the project off. Called off. Right? So he called off. He called the project off. So now the project has come in between call and off. So how to analyze? What's the issue? The issue logically called off is one unit. It's a phrasal verb, right? It's a phrasal verb because two words, so it's a phrase, and that's a verb call and off preposition, phrasal verb. But in the sentence, the project sits right in the middle. So that's the project, this the group of word that comes between call and off. Call the project off. So this is the issue. So if we have to cut this sentence into two main parts. So if we have to cut this sentence into two main parts, do you cut after called? If so, off is left hanging. If you cut, right, if you have to cut the sentence into two main parts, so do you cut after called? Suppose I'm taking showing you. Suppose this is a sentence, right? So usually we cut after called. He called, that's a noun phrase, that's a verb phrase. Second step is called the project of. So called is of okay, that's a verb, and the project of, that's a noun phrase. Okay, so the is determiner, project is noun phrase or noun. What's the of? So the same issue what they are telling that. So off is left hanging. So if you cut after project, you have separated the verb from its partner. And then if we put cut after projects, so we have separated the verb from its partner. Call and off are partners, and then if we have cut and we have left this off, that's a partner of called, and meaning is different. It's a compound word and has different meaning. That meaning will be failed, and then the sentence cannot be interpreted properly. So that's the first problem is discontinuity or splitting pair. Why splitting pair? Because sentence is called off, called off, right? He called off the project. So that he called the project off, and that creates discontinuity or splitting pair, because pair is splitted. Another problem: inability to distinguish deep versus surface structure. Deep structure is different and surface structure is different. Mean deep meaning is different, surface meaning is different. So that's the IC analysis is not isn't capable to distinguish deep surface and deep structure and surface structure. What is the most famous critic? That's a very big problem. The IC analysis only looks at the surface. The allegation is a kind of allegation. IC analysis only looks at the surface. The words as they appear. So I gave you example. This I go to college. I is pronoun. Go is main verb. To is preposition. College is common noun. That cannot this way can the sentence cannot be analyzed. So that's a very superficial. So the word as they appear, that the meaning is different, and it cannot explain how two sentences that look identical, right? Duplicate. Identical is duplicate. So that look identical on the surface can have totally different deep meanings. So they are sometimes totally different. The sentence, right? Two sentences that look identical on the surface, two sentences look identical, that's a on the surface can have two different deep meanings. How? Example, let us understand with the example. The lamb is ready to eat, meaning 1 and 2, because there is ambiguity. Lamb is ready to eat. First meaning is the lamb is hungry and wants its dinner. Okay. Second meaning, the lamb is cooked, right? The lamb is cooked and we are going to eat it. Chicken is ready to eat. So either chicken is ready because chicken is hungry, or cooked chicken. Same meaning. Another example. The shooting of the hunters. The shooting of the hunters. So hunters are the shooters, or someone hunting shooters. Means shooters are in action or someone else in action, they are shooting hunters. Not clear. So someone, the hunters are shooting something, or someone is shooting the hunters, right? So the issue, if you draw a tree diagram for these, the structure looks exactly the same for both meanings, right? So IC analysis cannot see who is doing the action. So for such sentences, for example, the lamb is ready to eat. So the lamb first cut is ready to eat verb phrase. That's a noun phrase. In second step, is ready. So that's a is the helping verb, right? And then ready to eat. Now ready. So that's a uh, adjective, right? And to eat noun phrase, and then okay. So that is not clear. That's a meaning is not clear through this analysis. So that's a big challenge. And that is why they are say IC analysis cannot see who is doing the action. That's a problem. However, we'll be able to cut the like able to analyze the sentence. But what they say that IC analysis cannot tell the cannot uh, mm, solve the problem of ambiguity, because surface meaning is common, right? That's a, if you draw the tree diagram of these, the structure looks exactly the same for both meanings, right? So that's a, structure is same for the both meanings. So I say analysis cannot see who is doing the action, that uh, cannot be expressed by IC analysis. So here we have seen that IC analysis is incapable to distinguish deep and surface structure. IC analysis cannot speak on the problem of discontinuity. Now, third one, structural ambiguity. The with problem, right? That's a very big problem. With problem. Sometimes a sentence is ambiguous because a word could not attach to two different parents, right? So that's a parents means a word cannot be attached to different parents means agents, we can say. While IC analysis can show this by drawing two different trees, it cannot tell you which one is intended by the speaker. Same confusion. IC analysis can show this by drawing two different trees, so we can draw two different trees. It cannot tell you which one is intended by the speaker, what I mean to say. So that meaning or intention will not be expressed by IC analysis. Example: any bumped into a man with an umbrella. Any bumped into a man with an umbrella. The man was holding umbrella or any was holding umbrella. Not clear. Issue: did any use the umbrella to bump him? So any who has umbrella? Any or umbrella attaches to bumped or the man. So right, so umbrella attaches to bump, because when you analyze the sentence, so that's you have to any bumped, any, right, then bumped into a man, right, and with the, that's a prepositional phrase. So umbrella attaches to bumped, so that umbrella attaches to bump, right. Now, or second meaning, was the man just holding an umbrella? Because umbrella attaches to man, not clear. So use group genitive example, the king of Denmark's. The king of Denmark's son. So the king of Denmark's son. So here is the son of king or king of place called Denmark's son. Right? King of place. So that is the name of the place. Denmark's son. Suppose Shakespeare's land. Right? Or that's a Shakespeare's land is, or that Shakespeare's home, because it belongs to, that piece of land belongs to Shakespeare. Confusion. So son of the king or king of a place called Denmark's son. So the king comes from the place which is known as Denmark's son, or he is the son of king, not clear. So IC analysis struggles with where to put where to put that is, right. So that's a problem. Whom this umbrella belongs to whom, not clear. So that's a third problem, is structural ambiguity because of with an umbrella. I saw a lady with the telescope. So I am holding the telescope or the lady who is holding telescope, not clear. So this with preposition or phrase creates lot of problem. Now fourth one, failure to show relationship, active versus passive. That's again problem. IC analysis treats every sentence as an isolated island. It thinks that every sentence is an isolated island and then there is no connectivity. Every sentence is separate. It cannot prove that two different looking sentences actually mean the same thing. That's the point. It cannot prove that two different looking sentences actually mean the same thing. How? Let us see. Sentence word order is subject plus verb plus object. So according to the subject is John, at is verb, object is apple. You can change. This is a subject, was eaten is the verb, and this the object. Okay. Now the issue to an IC analyzer, these are two completely different structures. You know that? That's a also subject verb object. But that for both the sentences are different, structure is completely different, and it has no way to show that John is the actor in both. It misses the transformation that happens between active and passive voice. How? John ate the apple. The apple was eaten. Here, importance is given to apple, and here importance given is given to John. So that is both structures are to it's a very different. So here IC analysis, IC to an IC analyzer, these two completely different structures, it has no way to show that John is the actor in both. Because here, suppose you analyze the sentence, right? So here you will analyze this sentence, that's a John at the apple, very easy, right? So John is the noun phrase, then at is verb phrase, then apple noun phrase. But here the apple noun phrase, was eaten verb phrase, okay, then was, right, and eaten, that's a verb, helping verb and main verb by John. So here by is a preposition and John, right, it's a noun. So who is the agent? Who is the actor? John. But here it changes. It becomes the apple. So that is confusion. It creates confusion, and that's why IC analysis is not successful for active and passive voice. Then the problem of understood elements. The invisible understood elements means for imperative sentence where you is implied or invisible. So IC analysis can only analyze what is physically written on the page. Very important. What is physically written on the page. It cannot account for ghost words. Important. That we understand but don't say because you is not required. You close the door, you bring me a glass of water, you don't go there. Don't go there, close the door, bring me a glass of water, sit down, go ahead, don't talk. All are without you because in all these imperative sentences, you is common agent and that's why it's implied. No need to express. But that creates problem and IC analysis cannot tell that hidden word or understood word. How? Sit down. So that's a sentence. Command, sit down. In English, the subject is an understood you. You sit down. So since you is not there, IC analysis starts with the verb phrase. That's a verb phrase. Sit down is the verb phrase. But it cannot explain why this is a complete sentence without subject. This is a complete sentence. But according to IC analysis, complete sentence means first noun phrase and then subject, then predicate. So here it cannot tell. It lacks the way to represent empty category. That's the empty subject. You is the empty subject. There is an empty, but there is a express. There are four types of noun. So in this sentence, this is also called empty subject. Why? Because there is no meaning of there. It is 4 o'clock. So there is no meaning of it. So it and there is also, though two words are also called empty subject. So similarly, here you place is empty, but that's a hidden subject, you or understood subject, but which cannot be expressed by IC analysis. So here also IC analysis is failed. Last one is binary rigidity. What is binary rigidity? IC analysis insists on dividing things into two or binary. First, immediate analysis is noun phrase and verb phrase, then this, right? So that's a binary. So dividing things into two. But language does not always come in pairs. How? That is not systematic everywhere, noun phrase, verb phrase. Example, adjectives: a tall, dark, handsome. These are the traits or qualities. Stranger. So issue is there are three equal adjectives and forcing them into a binary tree, cutting one off first, then the next, at all, suggests that two of them are closer than the other, which is not true at all. Dark, handsome, stranger. So they are a list, not hierarchy. This is the list. This is not hierarchy. So here tall is separated and dark, handsome, stranger is separated. However, it's all equal quality, closer to one another. So that is why they are saying that these are the three equal adjectives that is used for one person. Forcing them into a binary tree, here we have to cutting one off first, this one, right? Then the next, this one, in and then handsome, this one. So that is, they are a list, not hierarchy, and that cannot be analyzed by IC analysis, through IC analysis. So here we have seen that in some front IC analysis is failed. For example, the problem of discontinuity, we have seen the example. He called the project off, between call and off. So phrasal verbs, right, are used this way. Then inability to distinguish deep and uh, surface structure, right? The lamb is ready to eat, chicken is ready to eat, something. Then structural ambiguity, we have seen that I have seen a lady with is a big problem with the telescope, or any bumped into a man with an umbrella. So that's a with, this is a with problem actually. Phrase starts with. Then failure to show relationships, active, passive, both are different sentence. In one, active agent is subject. In passive, object becomes subject first condition. But then in both the cases, here it is not clear by IC analysis that John is the actor in both. It cannot be changed. So here, uh, actor is changed because the apple comes first, so analysis will be done in different way. Then you problem, understood element you. So that's sit down, go down, don't touch, don't call, whatever. That's all imperative sentences which start directly with with the verb and not without subject, because subject in all the imperative sentences, subject is understood, that is you. But here where to put, where to present you, because here it lacks the way to represent empty category. That empty category cannot be shown by IC analysis. Then last, that's a binary rigidity. Binary because if you use number of adjectives and all adjectives are used for one person, so all are equal. But here IC analysis separate them because of that's a forcing them binary tree, that's a based on binary tree, and that is why list is disturbed, and that is list, that is not hierarchy. But in IC analysis we follow hierarchy, and that is why meaning is not clear, meaning will be distorted in fact. So binary rigidity, that because of binary rigidity, right, that IC analysis is not able to tell when number of adjectives are used in a sentence. So these are the limitations. So let us see the summary. Limitations, then example, and why IC analysis fail. So first is there's a disambiguity, deep structure, relationships, right, and then missing words and multiples. So example, discontinue, turn the light off, turn off, turn the light off. So that's a turn off is a split. Ready to eat, right? So example is ready to eat, can't tell if you are eating or being eaten, not clear, right? Then active or passive, can't show that two different trees mean the different thing. So active passive can't show that two different trees mean the same thing. Two different trees mean the same thing. It cannot be shown by the IC analysis. Go home can't account for invisible word you or subject you. Then red, white, and blue. So it hates three. It only wants to cut in twos, right? So here it cut in two, so it cannot tell three, four, five adjectives. So this way IC analysis has its own limitations. So please try to understand, and if you have any doubt, leave your query. I will, sooner or later I would reply. Thank you so much. God bless you.